All right, guys, so we're going to start out the episode this week by giving a big shout out to Alt Playground. So if you haven't joined our community on there, go ahead and do so. We'll be posting some naughty pics. We'll also be posting some behind the scenes stuff, letting you guys know when episodes are out, maybe a little bit early. And the other great thing about communities is that it's not just for us podcasters, it's for groups that can plan parties, announcements, and a bunch of other things. So it's a great tool to use. And if you haven't already, please check it out. Join our community on there. We'll have it linked below just for easier access for you. So you don't have an excuse. It's right there for you. So go ahead and join it. And then additionally, kind of moving into the inclusivity of Alt Playground, when you go to sign up for an account, you don't have to select I'm a male, I'm a female. No, they have a bunch of different gender identities, a bunch of different relationship statuses and relationship types, and even sexual orientations. It's not as simple as straight, gay, or bisexual, or lesbian. They have a lot of them. You have 13 sexual orientations to choose from, 8 relationship types, 9 relationship statuses, as well as 9 gender identities to choose from when you are creating your profile. Now, the reason behind that is because Alt Playground, it's not just for non-monogamous people. It's a sex-positive platform where it was designed to include all sex-positive individuals. It's an open community. And again, that is altplayground.net. Not only are they sponsoring this episode, it's an amazing platform built on great morals, and they just want to keep pushing this ball forward. They want to make a big positive impact in the world. So we're happy to stand behind Alt Playground. altplayground.net. Welcome to the Naked Relationship Podcast. I'm Adam, and this is another episode of our solo chat. So it's just me today. Kelly is working, actually. She is a nurse. For those of you who don't know, she works night shift, and it is currently 11:40 on July 1st. Can you believe it's July already? What the fuck? Anyway, you can find us online at thenakedrelationship.com, as well as on social media at TNR Podcast. And send us a note. Let us know what you think of the show. We'd love to hear from you. It makes Kelly's day. So let us know what you think. We'd love to hear from you, especially Kelly. So I'm going to talk about something that sounds fundamental, but at the same time, it might not be for everyone, in the sense that it takes a moment to kind of get to this point. So with that being said, I want to talk about doing things for the right reason. So as Kelly previously mentioned on her last solo chat, I'm big on doing things because it makes you happy, because you genuinely want to do them, and because it's fun, right? I wouldn't want Kelly to ever put herself in the position where she's doing something even though she fucking hates doing it. And that's how I like to live my life. I am purely happiness driven. That's why I married Kelly. She makes me happy. That's why I was happy to get this job that I have now, because the people that I work with make me happy. That's why I'm a Seahawks fan. They make me happy, even though they piss me off a lot. Go Hawks. There's a lot of things that I do in life because it makes me happy. That's why I started a new podcast, which I'm going to keep completely separate. And then that's why Kelly and I are swingers, because it makes us happy. However, with that being said, there's not always the easy way to do things for the right reason, especially when there's 2 of you. It's not always easy to tell your partner, hey, I don't really feel like doing that. It takes that communication, and it takes a while to really feel like you can tell your partner, hey, I'm not really fucking with that right now. And so the other part of it is, so we take breaks. We take lifestyle breaks that last anywhere from 1 month to 3 months, depending on what we're going through at the time. Not always because of a pandemic. This last break, it coincided with us getting married, so it was timed perfectly. And so it's July 1. Our break is now over. We've talked about it. We're ready to, branch out into the swinger world again. Probably June 26th, we'll say, was the date. It was a couple of days. It's been a couple of days. This girl that I have hooked up with in the past, about a year ago, a little over a year, she reached out to me, and it's something where we kind of try to talk a little bit here and there in the previous couple of months, but it didn't work out for various reasons. She's a college student. I'm no longer thankfully. And it just didn't work out for whatever reason. So she messages me while we're on the break, and Kelly and I are still in the situation of we're on a lifestyle break, but you know what? It's okay to talk to other people. Just don't talk sex. Just try to establish the friendship and that type of chemistry. And so that's what me and this particular girl did. We just talked, and we didn't talk about doing things to each other sexually. We talked about how she was starting up an OnlyFans. Get it, girl. Proud of you. And, trying to branch out into that type of environment. And so I kind of gave her some feedback and stuff that I had learned from watching Kelly do hers, as well as other people be involved in that environment. So that was about as dirty as we got. She kind of said that she wanted to make some foot fetish stuff, which me being me, I'm like, hell yeah, let me see that. But I didn't. I still don't know what her username is or anything like that. I haven't asked her. But by her reaching out, that really got me excited to do the lifestyle again. Like, I genuinely wanted to play with this girl, right? And normally that would be fine, but we were in a break. We just gotten married, and it hasn't even been a month. And here I am wanting to play with this girl. She's a great gal from what I can tell. There's nothing wrong with her. And we always kind of had fun together. I mean, there was one time where she faked an orgasm, but at the same time with me, you kind of have to know. But we talked it out, and I said, don't ever do that, because how am I going to learn how to please you if you're doing that? So with that being said, there was that situation, but then there was the situation where she reached out and got me excited to play again in the lifestyle. So here we are. It's July 1. I still haven't asked this girl if she wants to play. There's a number of reasons. Part of it is because we just decided today, Kel and I, that we were going to go back into the lifestyle and start playing around again. The other part of it is because my sister-in-law, Kelly's sister, and her boyfriend are currently here. They're staying in our guest bedroom. And so there's no opportunities there out of respect, because this is family time. And so we're not going to try to do anything while they're here. Anyway, the day after this particular girl reached out to me, I kind of thought to myself, well, what if Kelly started playing again? And that's kind of like a gut check moment, because on one hand, I'm completely turned on by it. On the other hand, I'm like, I don't want to fuck with that right now. Like, I can't. Which is completely hypocritical on my part, because I'm completely fine with me going to play with this girl, but I'm not completely fine if Kelly was to go play with this individual. And so that is a bit of a gut check moment, because on one hand, you're completely ready, but then when you flip the script and put yourself in the other person's shoes, I got a little jealous. I didn't want her to. I just wanted it to be us. But here I am, completely ready to go and hang out with this girl. So I was really only excited about me playing. And yes, that is a little bit selfish, because Kelly enjoys sleeping around. And by all means, do your thing, girl. I love it too. But there's just a lot of anxiety when we come back from a break, because there's been boundaries crossed before. There's been situations where the gentleman that she's playing with and I have gotten off on completely the wrong foot at no fault of his own. Some of that was because of my jealousy and issues like that. And Kelly and I have talked about all of this. So it's not like she will be hearing this for the first time when this episode is published. I mean, one of her better friends with benefits, you know what? He's a friend. We're going to call him a friend, because that's what he is, who actually just joined our swinger party, or swinger group. So he's a great guy. Really, really great guy. But we just got off on the wrong foot. And, he's someone that I completely trust her with. Like, I don't think he's going to disrespect her in any way, in all reality. I don't think that's something that he's capable of doing. And so he's got my trust completely. And there's other people that Kelly plays with that have my trust completely. Even some that are also in our swinger group. But I don't know. I guess I just find myself wanting to do more things together with Kelly instead of solo. Whether that's instead of her playing alone, it's us playing together, or instead of me playing alone, it's us playing together. Which kind of sounds like a contradiction based off of how earlier I was ready for me and this girl to play. I get that. But that's something I've been saying for a couple months, is that Kelly and I want us to do more things together. But it's just so damn difficult. And I don't know why. It might be because we're both bisexual and we openly state that on our dating apps, which if you're not using Alt Playground, get on that because it is awesome. It is amazing. So it's difficult to find play partners that Kelly and I are both into, whether that's a couple or a single individual. There's fantasies that I'd like to see fulfilled, Kelly and I and another female or whatever, but it's just difficult. I don't know if it's because I'm bisexual and that turns people off or whatever. We've talked about that at length in other podcasts, such as my interview on Front Porch Swingers with Brian and Brenna. We've talked about that here on our show, but I don't really want to claim that as the entire reason. I'm sure it might just be an attraction level. Kelly is gorgeous. Me? Yeah, I don't know what she sees in me, but I don't know. I don't really know what the reason is. It might be because she works nights and I work days. That it's hard to communicate. Kelly is an introvert. So communicating with individuals all day is just not something she's really capable of doing. And when you couple that with when she comes home from work at night, she's completely capable of sleeping 20 hours straight. It kind of makes it difficult to talk to people and really kind of gauge their interest. And so it's difficult to do. It's difficult to find partners that Kelly and I can both engage with at the same time. However, I still want to do things more together than separate and solo. I guess maybe this particular girl that messaged me just kind of was the trigger of me wanting to do lifestyle stuff again. Because, I always enjoyed this particular girl's hanging out with her time, if you will. And so, I don't know, I guess it was just the trigger that got the gear spinning for me, and I find this person really attractive. And on top of that, the conversation in person wasn't really difficult. And so there is a friendship level chemistry thing there as well. So that was good. But again, it kind of comes back to the doing it for the right reason. At the time when I approached Kelly about this, and I filled her in on everything a day and a half before I recorded this episode, doing things for the right reason. Now, yes, I would love to have sex with this girl again, but for the right reason. Doing it when I'm okay with me playing alone, but I'm not okay with Kelly playing alone. That's not the right headspace to be in for me and for Kelly and our relationship and our marriage. God damn, it's nice to say marriage, isn't it? God, she's my fucking wife, yo. I have a big smile on my face right now. She just means so much to me. Anyway, approaching the idea of having sex with this girl while in that headspace, it's not right. It's almost hypocritical in a way because let's say Kelly wanted to go have sex with a previous partner that I completely trust, and I'm not okay with it. But then I just had sex with this other girl, or I even approached the idea with Kelly about this. That makes me a hypocrite. It makes me, it's jealousy and a number of other things. In addition to that, it's also extremely unfair to Kelly, because she's given me the green light, but I'm not giving her the green light in return. So, and that's just not cool because it's almost like we're starting something when one person is ready and the other person is not. I can easily see how that could create Kelly being on page 50 and I'm on page 48, right? We would not be on the same page. So that's just not a good place to be in. So with that being said, I can easily see how this is something that people who may have been in the lifestyle for a while, or they're just getting started in the lifestyle maybe, you never know. Where that could be an issue for them, where they're not completely upfront and honest with their partner about how they feel about a certain situation or a dynamic or anything really. But, it creates the scenario and the dynamic where they're not on the same page. And I feel like this is something that might seem fundamental, but it's not always easy to bring something up that's difficult to talk about with your partner, no matter how much you love them, how comfortable you are, because you're afraid to, upset them in some way. You're afraid to not tell them what they want to hear, which it's not an easy situation to be in. And so it's not good to be a yes man. It's not good to be like that at all, especially in these types of relationships where communication is 112% Go Hawks key, you know? And you got to be able to communicate that and what you want with your partner. Luckily for me, once I was able to bring that up to Kelly, well, I shouldn't even say once I was able to, because I brought it up to her with ease. And, you know, it's just, I lucked out because I feel like I can tell her anything for the most part. But regardless, I lucked out that I can tell Kelly just about anything. So she told me this morning that she was ready to get back into the lifestyle. I am too. Because, yes, there are certain people that I would not like to see her play with, but there are a ton of people where I completely trust her, and I believe she knows who those people are. If not, I should definitely reaffirm that to her. But when it comes to us being swingers, it's not always easy. It's never as simple as, hey, I'm going to go have sex with this person, I'll catch you in 5 minutes. 5 minutes comes by, and you act like nothing even happened. It's not like that at all, for us at least. There's anxiety that goes into it because I really care for her safety. I really care about her. And it's not her that I don't trust. It's the environment and the people around her. You know, maybe I need to meet these individuals first. Make them look me in the eye, shake my hand, and get a feel for these people in a non-sexual way, kind of like what Brian does from Front Porch Swingers. Very much so. But I think that, you know, that could potentially put me at ease. You know, that is actually something that Kelly and I have talked about, not explicitly at length, but not at passing either. It's something that we might move in that direction. And it's purely because I want to protect Kelly as much as I fucking can. Because at the end of the day, she is the love of my life. She is the cute little Hispanic, bubbly, and feisty personality that I get to call my wife. I don't know how she did it, but she made me love her more than the goddamn Seahawks, okay? So there's that. The Seahawks are like small puppets at the end of the day in comparison, so. But I really lucked out with Kelly because, and one of those reasons is because I get to do things with her, like swinging, right? Like that's something that we talked about for a year and a half off and on before we actually did anything. And if it wasn't for our couples counselor, we would not fucking be here right now. In terms of swinging, who the fuck knows if we would be married right now? Because going to couples counseling is not because we have issues within our relationship. It's also, I'd like to call it preventative maintenance, kind of like an oil change on your vehicle. But at the same time, it also gives you opportunities to have mediation, if you will, and bring up new things where that mediator, in this case, our couples counselor, can help the other one see what the other partner is saying and understand that a little bit better. Yeah, I'm just extremely lucky. Regardless, Kelly and I are swingers, and we're excited about it. I love Kelly being a little slut. I do. Like when she comes home and she has like cock breath on her and her whole face smells like someone else's cock. I don't know why. That's a turn on for me. I think it's hot that she's a little slut. I do. And I call her my little slut. Not around other people, but she loves it when I do that. And I'm just grateful that we can do this together because it's accepting, you know? And that's one of the things that we love about the lifestyle about each other is because it's accepting. When we do it together, it's accepting of each other and our kinks and our quirks and how we like to do things together. It's amazing. Like blowing a guy together with Kelly is, I don't know, it's freeing and it's completely accepting. Like, you know how it feels, and I'm sure most of our listeners do, when you're completely accepted by your spouse or your significant other. Completely accepted, 112%. That's how I feel in that moment with Kelly. And that's why I'm so lucky to have Kelly, is because she accepts me for who I am. Now, being able to communicate how I feel isn't always easy because it's not always what she wants to hear. Like a couple days ago, I wasn't ready for her to play with someone else, but I was ready for me to play with someone else. That would not have been something she would have wanted to hear. She would have wanted to hear, hey, I'm at this level and I know you are too, so let's go at it again. You know, but
here we are. It's a couple days after that, and we're both ready to go back to being swingers again, or at least back into the lifestyle again. So it's just exciting because we get to live this lifestyle that we both want to live with each other, completely accepting of each other. So I'm the luckiest man in the world. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this solo chat episode. Let us know what you think. Leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform, whichever one you listen to us on, if they allow it. And also, send us a message on email, send us a message on social media at TNR Podcasts, and even on our website, thenakedrelationship.com. And so you can find us on there. And then lastly, we know we mentioned doing a Q&A. So we still plan on doing that. Send in your questions to our socials, send it to us on an email, on our website, anything like that. Probably going to do it either this next week or the week after. So you've got plenty of time to submit questions, and please do it sooner than later. We might even have a special guest. So, and these people, these beautiful people, have been on our show already. So anyway, let us know what you think. And again, thank you so much for listening. You guys have a good night, day, or whatever the hell it is.
All right, guys. So again, another shout out to altplayground.net for sponsoring this episode. So again, please check them out. Join our community on there. Join other people's communities. I know Front Porch Swingers have some, Room 77, the Man Horror Podcast, Cole and everybody from The Crazy Truth. There's a bunch of different podcasters on there, and you can listen to our podcast while being in our podcast community. So that's exciting. But again, that's altplayground.net.